Hello, YouTube fans. This is Bradley. This is my first time doing YouTube, so this ought to be interesting. Um, I'm a sports fanatic, and for the NBA Finals this year, I think Stephen Curry and the Warriors are gonna repeat and you know be be greedy with it because I don't think LeBron has that commercial saying, always need I got to get one more for the land. That ain't happening. Cleveland's not getting a ring. Not within the next 10 years. Maybe later on, but no time soon. So for the NBA, I think the Warriors will dominate. For baseball, um, sadly enough, as much as I'm a sports fanatic, I can't remember who won last year. That's um, what who I can't even remember who it was, but I know it was a hot team. So I'm pretty sure if I remembered who won, I think it was Oakland. I don't know why I want to say Oakland, but it would be nice for the Orioles because I'm from Baltimore. So it'd be nice for them to at least make the playoffs. But in 2014, I thought that was their year to really go far. I just want them to make the playoffs every year. I really don't care how far they go, because I don't think they're gonna get the World Series. Probably, like I said, probably not until 10 more years, just like Cleveland. I just, teams like that, they're good, but they're not great. Speaking of Cleveland, everyone calls him a king. How's he a king? He didn't go to college. He graduated high school and went straight to the professionals. So he's not smart. How is he a king? How can you call somebody as a king that don't even have an education? I don't know. There's a question for you. Um, let's see. So I tackled baseball, basketball, football. This year was very sad for the Ravens. Very disappointing. It was as if they weren't even in the league. Nobody knew who the Ravens were. Um, and I'm a diehard Ravens fan. I don't have a jersey on of any sport. So, what I'm saying kind of looks crazy because I'm not wearing a sports jersey of any sport. But I think the Ravens this year, well, this year that just ended, I think was a building season because with Ray Lewis leaving, I told everybody he took the team with him. With Ed Reed leaving, all the stars leaving, the team left. This year or this season coming up, I think is going to be restoring, rebuilding season. As if you guys don't know, they're going to real grass instead of turf, which is sad because I feel like real turf can cause more injuries. But who am I to judge that, right? Um, I think this year there'll probably be more ankle twists and ankle sprains, but I guess you know they'll learn that the hard way. Um, I think the Ravens. It's going to be a rebuilding season. Do I say they make the playoffs? I'm a diehard Ravens fan. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say they make the wild card. I'm not going to say they're going to dominate and win the division or do something crazy like that. There are Cinderella teams and things like that do happen, but if they're lucky enough, they'll get a wild card. And they might win the first, maybe the second round, but I don't see them going any farther than that. As far as hockey, Capitals this year came out of nowhere. Um, every year they do real good in the season, but they don't do hot like they're doing this year, and they always fall short like in the first or second round. And everybody's like, "WTF? What just happened?" This year they're number one in the whole league, not this conference or division, the whole league, even the West. They dominate. Um, do they go all the way this year? I say yeah. I think a Stanley Cup is coming to Washington D.C. this year um, for the Alex Ovechkin, the Great Eight. I see him finally making history, and the Washington Capitals making history. Um, a lot of teams repeat and go for back to back. I don't see that happening. But, it's time that the 410, the 301, and the 443 finally get a championship. Somebody in the Maryland area, in the state, somebody just in the professional leagues, somebody just do it. Capitals, Orioles. I don't see the Orioles doing it, but at least the Capitals. Somebody just win the championship. That's all I ask. Do it for Maryland. Speaking of Maryland, the Terps the other day, they lost. Heartbreaker. Melo Trimble, there was a lot of seconds left. There wasn't time left. It was like 30 seconds, and he heaved up a three, well guarded. And when he shot the three, he hit the front end of the rim, and I turned the channel to some other sports team that was playing. I was so disappointed and pissed off. Do they make the Final Four? Everyone's asking the question. Yes, they do. If anyone wants to hear yes, I just said it. Now, do they win the national championship is the question. I don't know, because Kansas is playing tonight, and they're a good team, even though, earlier they fell short and they dropped a couple seeds back. They're doing good. That's all I got to say. Virginia, another Cinderella team, came out of nowhere. They weren't expected to do what they're doing this year. Who else is up there? Oklahoma. They were expected to be great, but I don't think people expected them to be as high as they are right now. I mean, they're really doing good. I say Maryland. I'd like to see Maryland go to the championship game, national championship game. Do they win? I don't know. I'm not going to say yes or no. Let me see. Okay, WNBA. A lot of people don't pay attention to the WNBA, so I want to talk about that. The Mystics, they're a good team. They're not great. They're probably average, maybe a little below average. It would be good to see them in the playoffs. It would be good to see any team from Maryland in the playoffs is what I'm trying to get at. Do they go all the way? No. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the TV as I'm talking to YouTube. How disrespectful. Because right now it's Oklahoma State and number 2 Kansas. If you guys remember, Kansas was, I think, above number 5 not too long ago, maybe a week ago, and now they're back at top 5, and that's pretty good. That's why I expect them to do greatness. Go all the way, I don't know. But I just want to see a Maryland team do something. Rather it be college, professional. One of them, somebody do something. Like I said, the Great 8, Alex Ovechkin. I see them going all the way. I'm counting on them. In fact, I'm trying to... I get paid in about 2 weeks, so either in 2 weeks or the paycheck after, I want to get his jersey because that's how much, I think they'll go all the way. I haven't watched a lot of Capitals games, but I think they're going to bring a Stanley Cup to D.C. Now, D.C. is not part of Maryland, but it's close enough. I mean, from where I'm at in Howard County, if I were to drive there, I'd get there under an hour. With traffic, right around an hour. But yeah. So this blog, I guess we can call it sports. Maryland sports. That's basically what I've been talking about. If anyone watched the All-Star game, the celebrity game was real good. Kevin Hart, once again. This year he cheated. He said he was a coach. He should have stayed as a coach. Because at, what was it, like halftime, he runs to the crowd and up the stairs as if he's like leaving the game. And everybody's like, where'd he go? And then all of a sudden, you hear him coming out to the Rocky music with his jersey on. And it's like, even Drake said it. Is that legal? Can we check the roster? First he was a coach, now he's a player. Doesn't make sense. I love the pride. He came out, he saw his team down, but he didn't want to say they were out, so he came out and made some moves. I'm about at 10 and a half minutes, so I'm going to stop rambling. But like I said, this blog's going to be about sports, Maryland sports. And, hopefully the Capitals or somebody brings a trophy to either D.C. or Maryland. And that's all.